Okay, well, fucking fitting. Third time's a charm. First time it didn't record audio. Never had an issue. I should have checked. It was stupid. Second time the audio is so bad. There's no way. So we're gonna do this again at 3 in the morning. You gotta laugh. Okay. So this started out with just being a video on trying to help myself learn the minor arcana and trying to find it in an organized pattern. I found an organized pattern. It grew into that. It grew into a 369 connection. The Masonic 33. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. My cosmic egg, insertion of synchronicities of insisting came to fruition. So let's get going. I think I'm going to try and move this along because these are all the Ace of Earth. Yeah, this is going to be rough. These are all the aces of Pentacles, coins, discs, Earth, water, cups, fire, wands, father, mother, twins, daughter, son, heir, swords. And you can just kind of look at the differences between the decks of cards. I just think they're really telling. This is my personal favorite deck. I really could talk on forever and ever. Maybe it's a good thing I'm doing this now. I'm not in the mood to talk. But I want to get this out of my head and out into the world so that I can stop having it in my head. So here's cups, water, swords, air. I guess I'm going kind of fast. Just freeze the frames to take a gander at them. So I was just, at this point, I was like insisting that they could be in a pattern, and I figured why not place it in the pattern of the tree. Just kind of like the star and the square. It kind of made sense that they fit around. And there was always kind of like one card off, and I just started insisting that the page and the prince were combined as one. And this week it kind of came to that conclusion. So the 4 worlds of intention. Once you've mastered the magician, how are you going to utilize your knowledge? When you go through the second tree of life, it's more about the world, good versus evil, how you balance those activities to gain experience of wisdom, right? So basically we all have the keys. The true key is choosing what door to open with them. Use successfully to obtain your rainbow body or reincarnate. I see reincarnation as taking your bottom position of your wheel of fortune, your birth wheel, and judgment, how you judge yourself, how you judge others, how others judge you. That is basically, when you bring that back down, you carry over into your reincarnation of your DNA strand going up. But if you get to your first tree of life and you use your second part of not necessarily your second, but incorporate that knowledge gained into the world and how you snake around and do all these different experiences, your justice will have its way. Natural law. It's not judgment by a person, you or anyone else. It's just justice. It's objective. If you push down this into the Fool, you're going to open a flower of 4 worlds of purposeful intention. So I'm just going to read this and see if I feel like I need to fill in any gaps. No button pushed. The DNA will build up, transferring the 4 elements, and their fools will enter a whole new birth wheel. 51 cards to gather, assemble elements, and a new fool is born. I better imagined another idea of the 2 jokers are the seeds of the twins, needed to transfer as they come together as one to separate again, like a cell. Seems to me the fool is the traveler of the center pillar, expanding outwards for elemental experiences, vortexing like a donut or wormhole, opening new lives with the key of the ink. When you close when you close goddess nuts or newt's cosmic door of cyclation, you sprout out and become one with all and return to source, versus what you have been doing over and over. The ace is the educated fool for the perspective of that experience, with the elements of the magician having a hand and some of your main trees assistance. Then you'll see some of, the number gameplay that we seem to have here. So I envision, this is from Manly P. Hall, categorizing things. When you see the top view of what I'm expressing, which is pushing the button down and then moving forward with that extra knowledge of self-power and world united power, you can choose your experiences through the fire element. I see it as north, the water element south, the queen, the mother, the daughter, and the son, right? Earth and air. They do meet in the middle at the Fool. That's the center point. So we do share elements. This is the first tree of life, and this is the second tree of life. What else do I want to say? I see it as water, right? I see it as water and fire with the twins in the middle. If you take the mother and slide her up, you're going to get the daughter, earth. If you take the father and slide him down, you get air. If you bring the mother and father together in duality, they flip over to make a star, and what you're also getting is the mother creating the element of the sun with that balance, and the father with the daughter, as they say. I always knew the absence of having a father was just detrimental to me, but in hindsight, right? I mean, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I know that, but and then I also realized that the Pisces symbol, if this is split, it turns into the Gemini for the twins. Then I started to notice numbers here. This is when I started adding them up. Well, I know that the Tree of Life, the center pillar shares the location. And so I'm like, there's 6s, they're 9s, 30. Reincarnate. You take your Trinity. You become the new Fool. Universe, build up. 3, 6, 9. Take 21. And the universe and the Fool. 21 total. The Magician and Justice. Ultimate. Natural law is ultimate. And when people start to realize that things are objective, it's justice. It just is what it is, karma. And look at that, you have 3 just in general there. But anyways, so you push it down, and that equals 33. Did I read that? Did I forget something? Oh, why can't I read a freaking script? Okay, so so with that being said, Yod He He Va. I don't think it's Yod He Va He, because I see the father and the mother. I see the symbol of work, throw, worship is the king, add, secure, hook is the queen. It's a hand or an arm reaching, right? This is receiving. And in the middle, you have, it looks like a tree. It's a person holding up a window, lifting arms. You're building 2 other trees, but 2 other ones as well. But I don't know. So oh yes, in the side view. This is the side view. Looks like, the eagle and no, I need to read. Gosh darn it. Yod He He Va, fire father and water mother, earth and air is the twins, potency of the elements of the 4 worlds. Maybe I should just let people read this, because I basically said this. And dodecahedrons and stuff. And here's another visual. And, just like, they 666 is evil. Well, it's just through the evil eyes, right? They want you to think it's evil. It's a very important section. It's connected to most of all the other archetypes. It's crucial. Love and towers. You have to have the yin and the yang. You have to have the wherewithal to destruct the things that are not good and to build and focus on love. So it's really just center key. 666. It's connected by 6 lines, and so 3. This is 3 new full. Go ahead and read through this. So this is a 3D version. So you're going to be able to slide the other 4 elements into this with the Fool Center, and they're going to be sharing their 3D tree of life. Their first tree is the same as the main tree, and the second tree holds all ace through 10, and then king, queen, page, and prince are accompanying assisting cards for these sections here to add layers. Oh, my computer is glitching. So we have a lot of slides. So these would be the second tree of life. The ace is, the fool, and king, queen, prince, page are the assisting. I'm not even sure what these are. I'm still learning. Oh, and I'm interested in the 3. I heard it in one of my audiobooks. Mem, Alpha, and Shin, or I can't think right now. I'm tired. And then you can see, the prince has, that extra masculine, extra feminine. And it's interesting to see the correlation with the cards that they get the extra accompanying archetype, and which ones that they, kind of like in the first tree and the second tree. It's interesting which ones share position. So when you look at it like that, it's not only sharing position, it's actually sharing as like the center pillar actually shares the space, not just the position. So again, or I don't know if I said this, I'm on my third recording. So, water is encompassing of everything. So water on the bottom, earth. You need air to make the fire. And water will evaporate through the air and come back down through to tame and keep balance of the fire. This is really cool. Just inspiration, things to just imagine. So I see things differently, and I don't get the paths at all. But this makes sense to me. We looked at that already. See the interesting shapes? What they remind you of? Flower. X marks the spot. There was a point or something that I wanted to mention with this, but I can't remember what it was. So 1 and 1, 33. Manly P. Hall. Tesla's 369 obsession began with his fixation on the number 3. Me too. And suggests that 3, 6, and 9 could hold the keys to the universe. The Anki theory has been co-opted and expanded upon even today by people who hope to improve their lives by manifesting their desires through repeating. Oh, I wonder what this sounds like. And then this is interesting. Without, where is that one part? Oh yeah, it said that the number 3 is the direct link to the universe. It's at the top and bottom, right? If you master your 33 by pushing down and closing off to open your flower to enter the door, or the bottom, 3030, and you're going to connect back up to the top to the higher self. And also when you split out to the prince and the 4 elements, you're taking, that's built upon half the earthly physical realm and half of the spiritual higher self. So it said that 3 is the direct link to the universe, while the 6 represents the strength we have in ourselves, right? To love strong and to break down those barriers, and holdups and enslavements, quite honestly. And the number 9 helps to release the feelings of negativity, the placement of the sun, the hermit. There's so much to be said about that placement that I absolutely love, and I think that is really a key. You're going towards the light of knowledge, the sun, the God of everything, the goal, however you want to define it, right? But the hermit is walking alone in the dark, in the midst of, midnight of nights when it's quiet, and you might not remember, but there's a little light of knowledge of who you are in that lamp that he holds. And I think that it's one of the most important cards, and I resonate with it, at least, nonetheless. So that was like all I was trying to get to, and then all this came flooding in. So I can't wait to get this out so that I can be finished with this project, because there is other stuff I have to do. So I saw this and I thought that was hilarious. So I Googled it, and the location just told me to keep on going. So here's what we're going to get. We're going to get locations placed around the globe, in this pattern, like you're holding a pregnant tummy or the earth. Back in the day, Gough Island was of interest surname-wise, and I just knew it was going to have something to do with something. And eclipses with some connections with Alice Bailey and all this stuff. I just had some, and I thought there was going to be something interesting maybe in 33, 36 or something like that. But so this is what I was kind of going off of previously. So on a map, you're going to go ahead and Guatemala, Gough Island, Ascension, South America, Ascension Island, and so Giza, the Greek Colosseum, Georgia Guidestones, DC, Oak Island, Kimberley's Big Hole, Easter Island, Stonehenge, Scotland's two, the names coming up. It'd be fun to add to the map. South is Waddell, and north is Godhaven, Greenland, the cosmic egg. We're going to get into this too. So pointing your fingers up towards Greenland and your thumbs down towards what else see. I did do this. This is why it got elongated. But yeah. So this Sagittarius pointing right here. This is of interest. Serpent bearer. This is the center of the egg. 2 boats. Cat Hill. There's also a NASA something here as well. So when I googled the big hole, it's in Kimberley Mine Museum. It was just great. So these locations, right? Connecting Portugal connection, Knights Templar. I want to look more, into this if it comes up again, whatnot. Always a million things. There's a million fun things I could discover in Ancestry, but I don't care. If it comes up, I'll focus on something as is. But 21st of May. Here's the kind of general location I threw on the map. I guess I should kind of explain a little bit. Here's the center. This is where the eclipses are going to cross over. Here's the Knights Templar that I did back in the day. I always think I'm going to get big into a deep project, but I'm one person. I start projects, and if someone wants to help, it's a project that I won't forget about. This is interesting. My freckles actually kind of look like this too, but there's more to come. So there's this fun story. This card was missing out of my deck, but I've told it twice, so it's not really fun right now. Comment and I'll tell you about it. It is a really cool story though. It's actually 1.5, but I have a lot more to say. But I just want to get this off of my head and out into the world for other people to do what they will with it. I'm learning this stuff, and I have so much more to say another day about this. This is the place in Scotland, Isle of Lewis. Was pretty random. One of my cool guys did a video flying over, going home to Scotland while I was putting this together. So I just Googled, Scotland, and because it's in the path, right? And this was there. Aquarius constellation, my cat Jupiter. Here's the two eclipses. So 2060, and I'll explain how I got to 2060 coming up. Something will happen. So during this year, we're going to have two eclipses. One is going to go in this pattern, and one is going to come down through here. The highest point of the eclipse is the big hole, and Giza. So my gematria, which I can talk more about, but it just has kind of clues and stuff, and it's like saying Sagittarius, date code, Tuesday, dragon, you're the dragon, all these little clues. So I looked at this and I'm like, well, dragon is a thing. So I looked at this and I just added, however many I needed, and then until I hit a Tuesday. And this is the date. And this number, you gotta watch. I'll do a presentation on it, I think, because I do really care about this. But I have other stuff to do, so just other people should just do it. Just watch the show on Secrets of Space and Time, and Freddie Silva's Knights Templar. It's fun. Let your imagination go wild, and follow synchronicities. We all have them. All you gotta do is follow them. This is the place that goes up to this location right here. Here's Ascension Island. And so this is the location. Monroe. And this kind of looks like another name that's involved with the gematria. So, I don't know. Anyways, so I was just trying to Google this, and this accidentally came up with text or speech to text. And these are just the fun shit that I go through. So this was literally what came up, Kimmy Cats. And this has to be a joke at a certain point. And it's in Kansas City, which is a very strong ancestral thing, location thing. And my grandmother was Miss Kansas. And then Marcus Twin, and Lewis and Clark, went to Lewis and Clark High School. So here's the cross section, big hole, and it in a visual arc, DC, in a visual arc, right? You're hitting down to Easter Island, or just information. Fun stuff. So Alice A. Bailey, I haven't really delved into her Seventh Ray. I tried to start, I just haven't really delved in. I go wherever, if I have time, if something comes up. But yeah, it's interesting though. She's the mother-in-law of my great aunt. And then Manly P. Hall, relation, I can't remember. So here's just some information, something to, this was Googling, predictions of the second coming of Christ, old ones and new ones. If you Google it, Wikipedia. That's how I learned about Alice A. Bailey when I first started in 2017. So I knew all this stuff would come to a head. I just was waiting for it to. Arm, hand to work, a deed. Oops, geez Louise. Just, there's so much to be said. Oh, yeah. So I was also looking, I can't find where I saw it, but, I was getting a sense of the male and female because of the two. I saw something that made me think of this, and then together, coming together for the 2 and 1 separating twins. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore at this point. I'm so tired. So, again, this was the beginning of me exploring, not agreeing, not with that. So here's the Draco constellation. I just noticed this during the last recording. Cat's Eye Nebula. X marks the spot. This is, in my birthing is, I have like so many things in my Sagittarius. Anyways, so look at this. I was looking at this as my birthing, 3691019, one of my favorite cards. Sun, Hermit, Jupiter, Sailor Jupiter, sail the evening sky. The foot of the barking, the dog star. This is where she's pointing at the tip of her hand, which is right here. It's on Ascension Island. Is this star right here. And then, so you can see just some of these locations. Peacock is not very much known, but kind of an occult symbolism down at the south there. Corvus, this is like where the big hole is. I find this interesting. And then over here, you'll have the Sagittarius Archer pointing at Ascension. This looks like the bow. Here's the Draco. That star, X marks the spot, is right on Greenland, Godhaven. This just makes me upset. Really upset. So I reimagined. I used to think this looked like a church with a cross up here, but now I see something else. Yod, hey, fa. So this is the symbol of the Yod. N, mirrored image, the twins. And super cool. And then my cat. I always thought this looked like a cat. And then, like, I never went more deep into it, but totally looks like a tail. And it's just, a little butthole. The poopet, I should say. I was just telling Wesley today or yesterday, he was looking at little cocoa packets that I have as decoration tacked up on the wall. All tacky like, and one is of Lucille Ball and one is of Betty Boop. And I was telling Bryson, I was like, someone was thinking, let's dress this girl up all scandalous and we'll make her a cartoon and have her name be Boob and Poop, Boob and Poop sound like poop, and kids are gonna love it. We're just never gonna shut up. Stuff to look into. This is interesting to me. I can't wait to learn more about the Hebrew alphabet. Really can't wait. This was fun. A lady had mentioned in a post about digging deeper, and I was like, oh, I just wrote a poem about that. And she was going off on like how it's just really like people just don't like kind of understand or get her or something like that. And I was like, hey, I totally get it. Here are 2 poems that no one even responded to. Well, people did with the one that my grandpa did because whatever. But anyways, so I shared this poem and both of them. And then it was funny because she responded. And when I went to respond back, me and Wesley were watching Princess and the Frog, one of our favorites. And it was Mom Otis singing her song, Dig a Little Deeper. I don't sing and it's late. So, just stuff. I just Googled this. I know it's probably not credible, whatever, but a Sagittarius born December 7th has great wisdom and occult knowledge, which allows him or her to perceive life on many levels. They search for meaning through their important relationships and generally express via a creative outlet. Don't you think they give you clues? They have to disclose. Once you start learning about this stuff, it's legit that they would do this. Well, this is on a higher level, but I'm just saying in general, like they tell you what they're doing all the time. You gotta pay attention. So this is what I used to think it looked like. But then today I decided to see something else. Oh, December 7th. So December 7th is the last December 7th was this year. And so this happened on December 7th. Origin of words is key. I found this on the internet and on someone's page. If anyone wants credit, no one watches my video anyways, and knowledge should be free. So thank you to everyone. But if you have a problem, we'll chat. So just something fun to consider. If you don't know the origin of words, you're just walking around like an idiot, you know. Look up the origin of what like conspiracy theory means and why it's even there. Dig a little deeper, right? So take half, hey. Take half. I think that like the concept of two tops or magnets spinning opposite to each other or two tops spinning opposites like mirrored image. I don't know, something. Frequency I know has so much to do with everything and music and notes and don't know about it, but this is really super cool. It's about the dodecahedrons, man. Something to do with something. I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around, but Bryson tries. I'm not ready, apparently. I think it's interesting that it's a complete box, or tries to be a box, half of a box. Anyways, fun stuff to look into. Pause your screen. This is interesting. Vsauce. Just some really cool stuff. I don't have the energy to talk, but so yeah, I mean, you know, this is in the other copy I have, it reflects differently. This is cleaner for the whole image, so I like it better, but this is a flower, the lotus in the in the door, in the, you know, watch the other video, but there's so much more. Here's the side view of the tree of life. And I think that's it. And we'll call it done. I'll read this another time because there's mistakes. But if you want to read my poem in progress. All right. Thank you for listening. Go find something that's interesting and be daring, be willing to think of something crazy and find something that stands out at you and look into it. See what happens.